Howdy howdy ladies and gentlemen, my name is Admin and welcome to another Datapack showcase video. Real quick, just a little bit about me. I'm Admin4cc and I'm a full-time Minecrafter. I work for log.zip as one of their lead developers making Datapacks. But in my spare time I like to make Datapacks for myself, so we're currently looking at Moar Pearls version 1.3. As per usual, this update adds 5 new pearls to the pack. So let's check out what those pearls are. We have the Chorus Pearl, the Golden Pearl, the Jester Pearl, the Safety Pearl, and the Slime Pearl. These can all be crafted in the Ender Crafter. If you press L, you can bring up the More Pearls tab, and here is the Ender Crafter's recipe, and then all of the pearls recipes are in here. Oh, and you might see some pearls that are not in the pack yet. Consider this a sneak peek to something that my patrons have had access to for the past couple of weeks. Oh, and if you want early access to my data packs, click the iCard in the top right. As the recipes do display in-game, I'm not going to go over them, so let's just jump right into the functionality of what these 5 pearls do. To get started, let's look at the Chorus Pearl. So, when thrown, it will travel like a regular pearl, but when it teleports you, you will end up at a random location around where the pearl landed, like a chorus fruit would do. Essentially what this pearl is it's a combination between an ender pearl and a chorus fruit. So, place it down, it lands, and now it ends up in a random place somewhere around where the pearl actually landed. Now, I'm honestly not too sure why you would want this, but I think there might be some situations where having a chorus fruit effect as an ender pearl could be useful because it could maybe like throw off someone that's chasing you or something like that. Plus, if you throw it straight down, you could use it like an instant chorus fruit to randomly teleport. Alright, so number 2 is the Golden Pearl. So this is essentially a mix between a golden apple and a pearl. So when you throw it and it lands, you'll see that you get the effects of a golden apple. So you're going to heal 2 hearts, as well as getting 2 absorption hearts for about 2 minutes. Pearl is pretty much perfect for anyone trying to escape because not only will it act like a regular pearl, it will also essentially work as instantly eating a golden apple, which is great for saving your life when you are in trouble. So essentially you can just combine the two together to make a very great defensive option and possibly a good offensive option. And as mentioned earlier, if you throw it straight down, you would just get the effects instantly, which could also be useful. Okay, so I'll admit these first 2 pearls were not all that interesting, but the last 3 will absolutely make up for it. So here we have a regular pearl, and here we have the Jester Pearl. You'll notice that they look quite similar to each other. The Jester Pearl also does not have any particles like all of the other pearls would. And you might have noticed something interesting there. When the Jester Pearl landed, I did not get teleported. However, the actual pearl did teleport me. So what we have here is a pearl that pretends to be a regular ender pearl, but it doesn't teleport me. So, admin, if this is just a regular pearl that doesn't teleport you, what's the point? Well, thanks for asking. If we throw the pearl and then we look at ourselves, you'll see I turn completely invisible. I get invisibility for 10 seconds with no particle effects. This means that if I'm not holding an item, that's the wrong pearl. If I'm not holding an item, I will be completely invisible with no way of being seen. However, because it looks like a regular pearl when thrown, that means that anyone chasing you will think that you got teleported because you just vanished, right? And that means you can make a getaway just running off in the other direction. Of course, if you sprint, you'll have sprint particles at your feet, but if you simply walk away, then you will essentially appear to them to have teleported where the pearl landed, when in fact you are where you started and you are long gone. Oh, and yes, like the other pearls, you could throw this straight down to just instantly activate invisibility. Now, those of you that have watched the other videos in the pack, by the way, iCard in the top right to a playlist with all the other videos, you would know that I already have a Ninja Pearl that does something very similar. However, the Ninja Pearl gives you invisibility when it lands and teleports you, and this one gives you invisibility when it lands and doesn't teleport you. So that's actually very different in use, even though it might appear to be very similar. Moving on, we have the Safety Pearl. This is an Ender Pearl that will give you useful potion effects depending on where the pearl lands. Specifically, it will give you potion effects that will attempt to save your life if the pearl has landed in a bad location. So let's give a couple examples. Suppose I'm trying to Ender Pearl up this cliff face, but my pearl falls short and hits the wall there. This will give me about 10 seconds of slow falling to make sure I can get to the ground without dying. Trying that again in survival mode, you can see that a regular pearl would have made me fall and maybe take like 5 hearts of fall damage, but this one made me take none. However, as I mentioned, this is situational, so in that case it knew that I was teleported up into the air and that there was no blocks beneath me, and so I needed feather falling. But if it were to, say, land in lava, I will get a short amount of fire resistance, 10 seconds again. That should be enough to, hopefully, help me get out of lava. Or, at the very least, it would give me some extra time to react, maybe place a couple blocks to get out of the lava, drink your fire resistant potion, whatever. It would give you a little bit extra time supposing that your Ender Pearl were to fail. And finally, if the pearl were to land underwater, which I have had happen to me before, it can be dangerous to make it so that you would not have enough time to swim to the surface. And so this will give you 10 seconds of water breathing to ensure that you have some extra time to get out of the water and not drown. So yeah, the Safety Pearl is a great pearl for saving you from accidents, and it's especially useful if you have a bad habit of accidentally throwing your pearls into bad locations. And finally, last and certainly not least, is the Slime Pearl. This one is quite awesome. And honestly, the code behind it is some of the most beautiful code that I've ever written, so I'm really proud of this one. The Slime Pearl is an Ender Pearl that has been infused with slime, and this makes it bouncy. That means the first time it connects with the ground, it will take a bounce, and then the second time, it will teleport you. Now, I'm not honestly quite sure why you would want this, but I just thought the effect was so cool that I just had to make it. Oh, and this is a mathematically true bounce that will work, and it takes the velocity that it was going at and then slightly reduces it and sends it in the exact opposite direction mathematically perfectly. Though I couldn't get it to bounce off of walls. If any Datapack makers do know how to do that, please let me know in the comments or join our Discord and we can discuss that. I think it would be pretty cool to have a pearl that I could bounce off the wall and go, go around corners or whatever. Oh, and yes, in case you were wondering, it can bounce off of the ceiling, which in itself also looks quite cool. Anyway, this is definitely one of the coolest pearls I've ever made, and it is a whole lot of fun just to mess around with. I would totally download this and just play around with it in creative mode if I were you. So those were the 5 pearls added by this update to the pack. We have 5 more pearls that are coming in the near future. They've already been released for patrons, but they will be coming out within the next couple of weeks. But if you have any ideas for awesome, wacky, strange, interesting new pearls that we could add, please feel free to leave them in the comments or the suggestions channel of our Discord. I very much so appreciate your guys' immense creativity. I have a massive 13-page list of stuff to do because of it. So I will not be running out of new content to make anytime soon. But that's going to do it for today's video, so if you liked the episode, make sure to leave a like on it, and hit the subscribe button if you do not want to miss out on future content coming for this pack and others. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Thanks for watching.